I don't know what people get in their head just to hurt the baby. Like, it's just so sad. I love that everybody's here and able to be his voice because he don't have one. I had 2 miscarriages. When I had those, it broke my heart. So to see that somebody was able to hurt this little boy, it's not okay.
Now that Jake and Rebecca are both behind bars where they belong, I think that there are 2 things that need to be acknowledged. For one, I think we all need to acknowledge that the system failed Emmanuel. There was no excuse for Jake to be walking the streets a free man again after what he did to his daughter. And if you ask me, a guy like him needs to be neutered because he doesn't need to be around any kids, not anyone else's and not his own, because he obviously has a thing for hurting children. Now, the second thing that needs to be acknowledged is how crazy it is. The internet can't agree on anything. The internet disagrees about literally every single thing on earth. But somehow, some way, the internet came together in this moment. Everyone from around the country and even around the world automatically, unanimously decided that the parents were guilty from day one. After the first news clip, after the first news segment, after watching 14 seconds of Rebecca hyperventilating, and then he said, "Hola," and knocked me out, and then, I don't know, where's my baby? After watching that for 14 seconds, the internet, everyone around the world, just all came together, and everyone agreed that they were guilty. Now, I know that the abysmal, just downright, I don't even know what word to describe it. It's worse than bad. I know that the terrible acting was a dead giveaway. But I'm wondering, I want to hear from you guys. What else was a giveaway for you? Besides the acting, because yeah, the acting threw everyone off. But besides that, were there any other details that stuck out to you that were like a dead giveaway that these parents were guilty? For me, there was one for sure, because I've covered plenty of cases like this before. I've covered plenty of missing kids cases. And usually, there's more photos of the kids involved in these cases. And some people would argue, well, Emmanuel's only 7 months old. More often than not, women, when they have a new baby, they're doing photo shoots with that baby 24/7. Have you guys ever been on Facebook? Women have entire photo albums, just 1,000 photos of a baby doing the same thing, just goo goo, gaga, goo goo, gaga. You know what I'm saying? They got thousands and thousands of pictures of their baby. There's only like 3 or 4 pictures of Emmanuel out there that I've seen so far. Literally, there's not, yeah, like about 6 pictures of Emmanuel that I've seen. And on the news, both Rebecca and Jake described Emmanuel as a happy baby, but I didn't see any evidence of that. I haven't seen a single photo of both Jake and Rebecca happily together with Emmanuel. Whenever you see Emmanuel, I'm not trying to be mean, but in all his photos, it just feels like they're not happy photos at all. They're depressing. It feels like they just lay the baby there and take a photo like here. You know, like, here, you know what I mean? Like, almost like they were forced to. Here's a picture of Emmanuel, I guess. And inside the house, they didn't find any photos of Emmanuel, so either they weren't taking pictures or they threw them things away. Which is weird, because I don't think that, helps you in an if you're being investigated for the disappearance of your child, throwing out all of their clothing and all of their pictures, I don't know if that's going to help you. Now, maybe throwing away the clothing because you think that somehow it may tie to certain things, maybe there's evidence in the clothes, okay? But throwing away the photos, that just makes you look bad. So I just feel like there were no photos to begin with. So that was a dead giveaway for me. Because I'm following the case, I'm looking into things, I'm looking on various social media pages belonging to them and their family members, and there's just not much at all when it comes to Emmanuel. So that right there, obviously that's not, enough to tell you, oh my God, they killed their child. But it was enough to tell me that, okay, whatever, living conditions Emmanuel had, probably not that great. And Emmanuel was probably neglected. I mean, he looks neglected in his photos. Obviously, it looks like there's something wrong there in the photos. And it just didn't seem like it was a happy household. There's no evidence that this was a happy household. There's no evidence that this was a proud, happy mother or a proud, happy father. So that right there stuck out to me, and it made me, get this bad feeling about them. And that, that along with the bad acting was enough for me to be like, yeah, these motherfuckers are definitely guilty. But speaking of unhappy children, as I reported to you guys earlier tonight, we now know that investigators have tied both Jake and Rebecca to another case involving a child getting hurt. But we don't have any more details in that case. I'm assuming, and a lot of people are assuming, that it must have something to do with the 2-year-old that was removed from Jake and Rebecca's home. But I was sitting here thinking, because remember, Jake's ex put out a restraining order on Jake. And the day that Emmanuel was supposedly kidnapped, and they faked the whole kidnapping, Jake was actually at like a football game or a football practice involving his other kid. Now I'm wondering, now that that restraining order has been put out, and now that Jake's ex knows that, oh, Jake must have had something to do with the murder of Emmanuel, I'm wondering if his ex started talking to his son or something like that, and maybe found out that Jake was hurting him. I don't know. I think that's a possibility too. Do not forget the ex putting that restraining order out and wanting to keep Jake away from her and her son. So it could have something to do with the 2-year-old. It could have something to do with that kid. Or it could be another kid. Because literally every few days in this case, I find out about another kid that Jake and Rebecca have, or that they're tied to in some way, and there's mysterious deaths happening all around them, including another death inside of their house. So the case is bonkers. And we're just, peeling the layers of this freaking onion right now, and every day it's something new. Tomorrow it will be something new, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow when I post my next video. For now, you guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.